Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Trisha if you are new here, and today I am getting back after a very long hiatus of not filming, but you know, sometimes you just have things that happen, you need to focus on certain things in your life, so the important thing is I'm back and I'm ready to play with some makeups. So if you are too, then just keep on watching. So today I'm going to be playing with the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I just received this. I've only swatched it and not tried it out, but it's really nice. It has a big mirror, has a bunch of really gorgeous shades. I've been looking more for like a palette that I can do a bunch of different looks with and also travel with. So really natural, but also with some pops of color. So you definitely have that in this palette. So you have some blues and greens, some purples, but also a lot of really nice golds and bronzes. So I'm really looking forward to playing with this today. So as you can see, my hair is already done. I will be going to a wine festival today with my friends, which I'm really excited for. So just do your makeup with me, have a nice time. I've got my tea here, just going to get ready and take you with me. So first I'm going to be priming my eyes using the P. Louise base and just applying this with my fingers. And I'm starting with my eyes because I've never used this palette before, so I don't know if there's going to be any fallout or anything. Usually I do like to start with my face because I just kind of find it annoying to have to work around the eye area, and when I do my face first, I can just kind of go for it. But today I'm starting with my eyes, and that's why. So I was originally wanting to play with these colors, but I don't know, I'm not really in the mood for it today, so I think I'm going to try doing more of like a smoky, like taupe look. And when I was swatching them, this color Smog was so beautiful. It was like an antique, like old gold. So I think I'm going to make this the focus of the show today and make it kind of more like blown out and smoky. Alright, so first I'm going to be going into the crease with the color Riff. So with this I'm going to be just stamping it in place, and then from there I will blend it later. Notice I'm not taking it too far outward, because when I blend, I'm going to blend out, so it's going to then create into a nice fade on the outside. Okay, so now it's looking like this, and I'm going to go in with this color Still Shot. I'm just going to wipe off this brush. So you're going to use the same one. And then I'm going to use the same technique, only stamp it just a little bit higher, so the brush is going to be halfway into the brown and halfway where there's no color right now. I'm just going to start to slowly blend those colors together. Now I'm using a brush that has no additional product on it, and I'm just going to be feathering out the edges. Just going in very lightly touching the skin, using circular motions, and just blending over everything. And you see I'm also pulling it out on this outer corner a little bit. And I do this because I have quite small eyes, and they're also hooded, so I like to bring the shadow up to lift my eyes a little bit. So I'm not going down, but I'm going out here. So that looks like this, and now I'm going to go in with the color Good Is Gone, and I'm going to place that on the outer portion of my eye. And before you do this, make sure that all the creases are gone from your eye. Alright, now that we've placed that, I'm again going to go in with a brush with no product and blend out the edges. And as you can see, I'm blending the top part and pulling that into my crease a little bit because I want it to go from lighter on the inner corner to slowly darker on the outer corner. Alright, so that's looking like that. I'm going to leave it, and then probably I'll come back to the outside later to make it a little bit dark again, but I want to go into the shimmers and then see how it's looking. So as I said, I'm going to go in with Smog all over the lid, and I'm going to bring it up to the crease up here and then stop at the outer part. I might end up lightening the inner corner by adding one of these shades, but I want to see how just smog looks like all over the lid. And I always use my fingers to place shimmers in the lid. I feel like it's faster. It's, of course, a little less precise, but if I really need to detail something out, I will then finish it off by using a brush, but I think that this has the nicest payoff, so I always just go in with my fingers. Again, make sure there aren't any creases before you do this, and just go in. Oh, that's really nice color. As you can see, I'm bringing it right to where the dark brown is, and I'm also bringing it up here. I don't necessarily want like a cut crease or anything for this look. I just want it to look a little bit more blown out, so that's why I'm not being as precise with it. That's how one eye is looking. I love the color. All right, so this is how that is looking. I'm going to go in again with this color, Good Is Gone, and just deepen up the outer part a little bit and slightly bring it right over this edge just to make that color pop even more. So just taking the tiniest amount and pushing that where I want it to be. And then when I want to blend, I'll start very lightly touching with my brush the areas that I want to deepen up a little bit. So this is how it's looking. I really like the smog color just all over, so I think for now I'm going to leave it. So I'm happy with how it looks, so I'm going to move on to the face. So I always prime my face using the Maybelline Master Prime. This is the redness and control one. I just take a little bit of this. Oop. My fingers are dirty. And I just take a little bit of this, like this much, and I focus it on my T-zone. Any areas which I have redness. If you're like me, don't forget your tea. I always make some, and then I really get into the makeup, and then I'm like, oh, shoot, the tea is still there. All right, and for foundation, I'm going to be going in with a mixture of these two. So this one is the Infallible Fresh Wear, the newest one from L'Oreal, and this one is the Infallible Pro Glow. This one has been my favorite for a really long time, but I really like mixing them because this one makes it a little bit more long wearing and a little bit less dewy. And I think just together they're the perfect match, especially when you need to go somewhere that you know you're going to be there for a long time and you need it to last. So I just mix it on the back of my hand. And then dot it onto my face. And from here, I'm blending it out using my Eco Tools sponge. I'm going to take whatever's left on the back of my hand as well and start blending with that. Don't forget your ears, because that's the first place where you can tell if someone has a foundation that's the wrong color. And I also like to bring this down my neck just to make sure that we're all blended, because I'm very fair and I find even sometimes the lightest colors of foundation are still too dark for me. So as long as you drag it down your neck, then no one can tell. So this is what the finish looks like. As you can see, you can still see a little bit of glow in my skin, but I think since we have that Infallible Fresh Wear in there, it's not as glowy as just the Pro Glow on its own. But I think it looks really healthy and nice. And next I'm going in with my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is in the shade Vanilla. And I'm just going to be using this under the eyes and to highlight. And again, blending it out using my Eco Tools sponge. And last step before I set everything is I'm going to be contouring using this from Milani. It is the Contour and Highlight Cream and Liquid Duo. And I believe this is in the lightest one. Yeah, number 1 Fair Light. So it has 2 ends. This is the contour end, and this is the one that I usually use. So just do a little bit. near the cheeks, a little bit up here, and a little bit down the nose. And then the chin. And then I will blend that out. And keep in mind, I don't do this every time I do my makeup. I just think it gives like a really nice shadow before you even set. And I think cream looks really natural, especially this one. It blends out really, really easily. So I've been really into this when I'm going to something a little bit more fancier when I'm doing my full makeup, to just contour a little bit with cream before setting my face. And I like this one because I feel like I have a lot of playtime. Even if I let the nose contour sit there for a little bit, I can always still blend it out just really easily. Watch me eat my words. Let's see. I like to really squish the sponge really hard to try to just keep it right on that line so it doesn't get everywhere. And the last thing that I like to do, especially with the nose, is I like to go in with concealer just one more time after that contour. And I find that this really helps the contour to stand out. And I will just blend that out again. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with my ColourPop, whoa, what a mouthful. The ColourPop Super Shock Cheek Pearlized in the color Lunch Money. And this is a Super Shock highlighter. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of this to my cheekbones with my fingers. Such a nice color. Why not? A little bit on the bridge of the nose. I only like to keep it in between my eyes. I don't like to go fully down the nose. And then on the Cupid's bow. Alright, now we can set the face. So I'm going to be going in using this number 7 Translucent Perfect Light Loose Powder. And I will just be setting my face with this. You know, it's weird. I really think actually since my last video, I've been really into just not setting anything. But surprisingly, I wanted to do some baking for some more like costume makeup that I was doing with my cousin when she was visiting. And ever since then, I've fallen in love with this powder actually. And I've just gone back to setting my face, and I feel like it just gives such a blurred effect compared to just not setting your foundation. Alright, now that we're set, let's bring some dimension back into the face. I'm going to be using the Hoola Light Bronzer, that's this one. And I'm just placing that wherever I placed that contour cream. Also doing it under the chin, bringing it down the neck as well. And as well using it down the sides of my nose. And if you think you did too much, you can always take a little bit of translucent powder and just go over that. Next for blush, I'm going to be using this one from Essence. It's the Satin Touch blush in number 10, Satin Coral. Oh, not yet actually, take that back. Sorry. No, so really the next one, I'm going to be using this Extra Dimension Skin Finish from MAC. It is in the color Double Gleam, and I will be highlighting with this. And now going in with the Essence blush. The reason that I usually do this after highlight is because for me, I feel like highlight is like here, bronzer is here, and I really like using blush to kind of mix the two and make everything blend really nice. So if I can see where that highlight is, then I can kind of place the blush right in between the bronzer and the highlight. So that's what I'll do now. So making sure It's right in between there. When you put it on, it might feel like this is really high, because if you see exactly where I'm hitting, like when I smile, it's more lower, but I like to keep it a little higher because I also think that gives the illusion of having a little bit more lifted cheekbones as well. All right, so now we can finally finish the eyes. So let's get the palette. I think I'm just going to copy exactly what I did on the top. So I think I'll be using Riff sort of to get more of like a blended out look, and then I'll be taking Good Is Gone really close to the lash line. I'm taking just a big shader brush and rubbing this under the lower lash line. Now going in with a thin definer brush, so you can see it's very thin, so I can place a really small line close to my lash line with the color Good Is Gone. This dark brown over here. I'm kind of just stamping this on. Sometimes I see people that are able to like rub it like this, but for me, for my eye shape, that doesn't work, so I really try to just stamp it as close as I can. And I will be taking this roughly halfway across the lash line. All right, once that color is placed, going back in with my shader brush and back in with the color Riff and blending out that line. And lastly, taking a little bit fluffier brush, going into Riff as well, and just pulling it a little bit lower. I like to do this because I have really long lower eyelashes, so I find if I don't really smoke it out kind of low, you kind of lose the eyeshadow on my lower lash line, so that's why I like to do this. Alright, then to finish off the eyes, I'm going into the inner corner with the color Breakaway. And we'll see, I'm not sure how shimmery this is, so if it's not really shimmery enough, then I think I will go over it with the highlighter I used, but let's see how it looks. I think I'll actually quite like that for the brow bone. It has a little bit of shimmer, but it's not overbearing. So it definitely brings light to the area, but I think for the inner corner I am going to hit it just with a little bit of highlight. I really like a very shimmery inner corner. So I'll grab my MAC highlighter again and just hit the inner corner with this. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Alright, so now I'll do the brows and some mascara, and all I'll have left is the lips. So for brows, I'm going to be going in with this NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Taupe. Ah, it's almost gone. Sugar muffins. Well, hopefully we can make it through both brows with what's left here. Alright, I gotta go find another brow pencil. We almost made it. Just not quite. Alright, so this one is from Catrice. It's the Slimmatic Ultra Precise Brow Pencil, waterproof, and this is in the shade 10 Light. I really like this one, but I just feel like I go through it literally in like 2 weeks. If I'm doing my brows every day, it goes so fast. So in terms of longevity, I think I would recommend the NYX one over the Catrice one, but this one's still really nice. You just need to be prepared for, yeah, buying it a lot. Alright, and then I'm going to set my brows in place using the Make Me Brow from Essence, and this is also the color 1 Blondie Brows. My all-time favorite, still hasn't changed in a year, the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise in waterproof. And the last step that I always like to do, or what I have been doing recently and I really like it, is using a black eyeliner in the top waterline to make my eyelashes really stand out. And then I'm going to be using a brown on the bottom waterline to really make the brown in the eyeshadow stand out. Excuse me. And these are both from L'Oreal. These are the Infallible Longwear Eye Pencils, and I really like them. They really don't budge for me. I like to warm it up on the back of my hand first and then go in. And then it glides right on. Alright, so as you can see, that really just defined my eyes more, and I think it really makes my blue in my eyes pop as well, so I really like that. So we are basically done. The last step I'm going to do is set my face using the Milani Make It Last setting spray, and then I'm going to quickly change into my outfit, and I'll be back to finish up with the lips. One thing I do want to note is, since I have been using powder, recently I really like it, but then I really like douse my face in setting spray afterwards just to get that like powdery finish away, but you'll see. Alright, so I have a cute little necklace on, a little bodysuit turtleneck, so I'm almost ready to go. But I'm going to go in with the BFF Lippy pencil from ColourPop. And I'm fully filling my lips in, as you can see. Alright, now they are filled in, and I'm going to go in with the lipstick from Maybelline. This is, I think, one of their Shine lipsticks in the shade 50 Baddest Beige. I'm just focusing that mainly in the center of my lips. Alright, so this is the finished look. I really like how it turned out, and I have to say I really liked the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I definitely will be using again, especially this shade that's all over the lid is just gorgeous. So that gets a thumbs up from me. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I am late as always, so I'm going to the wine festival now. I hope you guys have a great weekend wherever you are, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!